video may contain spoilers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Bloodborne. 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 Blood freaking born. What can I really say about Bloodborne that hasn't been said before? Well, how about that I think this is the game that Dark Souls 2 should have been. I would even go so far as to say that this game is even better than Dark Souls. Everything about this game, I think, implemented the Souls formula that we love so much and then kicked everything up to 11. Everything about this game just felt so well thought out, and every decision worked amazingly with the game's narrative. I love the setting of the gothic plague-filled city of Yharnam, with its citizens being driven mad and beasts crawling around every corner, and then eventually leading you into a nightmare realm where you're fighting eldritch monstrosities of old. These settings might have been a little crazy, especially if you were expecting a werewolf monster-slaying adventure, but it appeals to my love of gothic horror so much that I instantly fell in love. Combat is extremely fast-paced and exhilarating. In the other Souls games, you basically hide behind a shield for all of your fighting, but there are no shields in Bloodborne. Well, there's one, but it's god-awful. Instead, you're given a gun, which you use to stagger enemies during their attacks, or just get extra damage from far away. With that, you even get a faster roll and a quick step when you're locked onto the enemy, giving you extra range when you dodge as well as more invincibility frames. With all of this, you're even given the ability to gain your life back by attacking an enemy after they hit you. These are not only things that made the Souls style of fighting so much more exciting and action-packed, but it fits the lore of the hunter so much, cutting and bleeding out their prey. And can I just say this game is so beautiful? The Souls series has been known for having beautifully painted and gorgeous landscapes and architect, but this game really drives it home. It has those beautiful sunsets and shots of the moon like in the previous titles, but the gothic architect and all the statues and the general atmosphere not only appeal to gothic horror fans, but it also adds to that feeling of oppression in the theming of the overall game. The atmosphere is even more intense than the previous titles, with the horror theming of all the areas and enemies, but also coupled with a difficult and unforgiving gameplay. It gave me actually quite the sensation of fear, so strong that I almost wanted to make this a haunted house episode. While I think this game is great, that doesn't mean it's not without its problems. The first is more of a personal issue, and it's with blood echoes. Blood echoes are the souls in this game that you use for currency and leveling up. It's great because it works with the lore, because, well, everything is blood. But they never really gave an explanation on what it is. When they're souls, you kind of have an understanding of what it is. It's a demon's soul. You are literally absorbing its essence to make you stronger. Which I suppose is the same case for blood echoes, since blood seems to be what makes the individuals in Bloodborne strong, but it's a little confusing on what blood echoes really are. The trick weapons are probably one of the most interesting and unique aspects of the game. You basically have two weapons in one, being able to transform them mid-combo to get different properties and different attacks. These are amazing, and I love every single weapon, ranging from the infamous saw cleaver to a giant wheel filled with souls. However, there aren't a whole lot of weapons in the game, and unfortunately, a lot of the more interesting ones aren't even accessible until halfway through the game, meaning that the player might be stuck with the same weapon in the same combos for at least half the game, especially if they find a weapon that doesn't work well with their build. But that doesn't mean these weapons aren't awesome, because I mean, come on, it's a wheel filled with souls! Okay, real talk? The bosses in this game are actually rather outstanding, creative, and amazingly designed, and some of them even break the conventions of a Souls boss fight. In most of the boss fights in these games, you're confined to a small arena-like area. You fight a big thing, die a bunch, kill it, yada yada yada. And trust me, this game has a lot of it. But some boss fights are actually pretty unique, like with Gascoigne using his family's music box to stun him, or the Witches of Hemwick having to actually find them while fending off their summons. But who I think needs a prize for boss design is Mikolash. This fight, you have a whole building to fight in with multiple levels. And for most of the fight, you're just chasing this madman around. You have to literally trap him, using your, lack for a better word, hunter instincts to trap your prey before you slay him. It's really interesting, especially for the lore, and really goes to show how much thought and care went into this game. Not to mention, the One Reborn fight is a literal parody of the Tower Knight from Demon Souls. The Bellringers are in the same position as the archers, and Tower Knight's weakness was his legs, while the One Reborn is composed mostly of legs. Coincidence? I think not. The level design is so much more similar to Demon Souls than Dark Souls. Rather than lighting bonfires as your sign of progression, you unlock shortcuts and ways to get back to where you were faster. While bonfires are great, I think shortcuts fit these worlds a lot more. They make everything connect and feel alive. Like this building or area was actually made with these shortcuts for the people who inhabit it, rather than finding a resting spot a few rooms or buildings away. NPCs are very colorful and add a lot to the world. Most of them are locked up in their homes, some going mad and others seeking shelter while the hunt is underway. The NPC hunters are also very interesting, my favorite being Alfred, who is a very kind and helpful hunter. That is, until you finish his questline. Then you get to see how crazy and psychotic all the citizens of Yharnam really are.
A fleshy pink pulp. There, you filthy monstrosity.
Also, this game has patches in it. Albeit he is a creepy Spider-Man in this one, but he has been my favorite NPC since Demon's Souls, and I was so sad to see that he wasn't in Dark Souls 2. Seriously, if you don't have this game, go buy it right now. If you don't have a PS4, go buy one with Bloodborne, because I love this game so much, and I feel it is the best game on the PS4 right now. Everything about this game is beautifully done, and I enjoy every aspect of it. So go buy Beast Souls, Darkborn, Blood Souls, Bloodborne! Hey everybody, thanks for listening to me gush about Bloodborne for the past 6 minutes. Remember to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr. If you guys want to watch me endure the struggles of Bloodborne, put a link right there. And then if you want to watch Dark Souls 2, which is a game that I kind of critically reviewed in this one too, the link is right there. So, as always, I will see you guys next time.